Okay, so it's Tuesday morning. It is June the 8th, 2021. And today we're talking about locus control. Oh, locus control, baby. What the hell is locus control? Well, I'm glad you asked because I'm going to tell you all about it. For me, this is a really, really important message. And I was saying, it's basically another way of looking at it, scientific way of looking at it. Things happen for us, not to us. So everything that's happening in your life right now, there's a reason why it's happening. Things are happening for us, not to us. And as soon as you grasp that, like with me, with Lazo, that happened for me. It didn't happen to me. And we don't want to play the victim card here. You've got to take responsibility for all the things that happen in your life and take control. And that is called, I'm going to read it out to you here because I've got a lot of notes. If you take control and responsibility for what's happening to you, it's called internal locus control. So if you take control and responsibility for everything in your life, it's called internal locus control. If you don't take control of what's happening to you and you blame others for what's happening, it's called external locus control. If you believe you hold the keys to your fate, you are more likely to make the changes needed to have positive outcomes. Science has proved if you have internal locus control, so that means if you're taking control of what's happening to you and you're taking responsibility for it, you are more likely to be happy and reach your goals. That's how important it is to take responsibility for the things that are happening to you. If something has gone wrong, don't look at ways you can blame others because that's the easy way out of it. We don't learn any. It pisses me off. It really pisses me off when people don't take responsibility, and myself included. I piss myself off because sometimes I look back and yes, God damn it, I'm mad. I look back and think, I wish that I could have had the foresight to realize that if I'd have done this different, that wouldn't have happened. But it's human nature to always believe and look at how the other person could have done something differently. If the other person had only done this or done that, then this wouldn't have happened. Well, guess what? If you would have looked at how you came across, how you articulated yourself, how you spoken, how your tone, if you look and take, you can't take responsibility for anybody else. You can only take responsibility for your behaviors. If you look how you behaved in that argument, if you look how you behaved in that meeting, if you look how you behaved and how you could have improved, then you will improve over time. You will improve the next time you're in that situation. And I know it's bloody hard because our mentality is to protect ourselves. We want to protect ourselves. We want to protect our integrity. Our mind wants to prove ourselves to us that we were correct all along. But the problem with that, you're not taking internal locus control there. You're blaming other people for the situation you find yourself in. If you've had an argument with your wife or your kids or whatever, you're blaming them and you're looking at reasons why they could have done something differently. But we should look inwards. We should hold a mirror up and look at ourselves. What could we have done differently in that situation to avoid this outcome? And it doesn't have to be an argument. It can just be a result that we didn't want at work, a result we didn't want as a team. What was it? What could you have done more? And so for me, it's super important to look at yourself, hold the mirror up and keep yourself accountable. How can you take responsibility for what is going on? And I've got a note here saying, please note that most people aren't one way or another. Most people sit in the middle. So don't beat yourself up if you don't have internal locus control, because most people don't. I've just said that I don't. I piss myself off at times when I look back and think, shit, I could have said this. I could have done that. If we hadn't hit a target at work and I've said something stupid on a podcast or I said something stupid to somebody and I feel like, if only I looked inwards and how could I have been a better leader? What could I have done better and different in that situation? But don't get me wrong, I don't think I've got external locus control either, why I always blame somebody else. I'm trying to have more internal locus control, but it's very hard. You will never have total internal locus control. You will probably be somewhere in the middle. But what we want to do is start moving towards that internal locus control. Start moving upwards. Start making sure that we're holding that mirror up and we're keeping ourselves accountable more and more. And I'm not saying we've got to do it 100% of the time, but as long as you're mindful, as long as you're aware, then you will do it more and more and more. And that, my friends, is called improvement. And that's what life is all about to me. And I put here, last note is don't take locus control for your wins. Take it for your losses. Don't just take locus control for your wins. Take it for your losses as well. So meaning don't, when you have a result, when you have a win, don't just think, oh yeah, that's internal locus control. That's all me. That's all me. You've got to take it for your losses as well. There's wins and losses that happen to us all the time. And we've got to make sure that we take it for our wins and losses. And it's so easy from the outside looking in. I could simply, when I'm looking at somebody else's arguments, somebody else's disagreements, somebody else's results, I can easily say, well, we can proportion blame here, 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 here. But it's more cloudy when you do it to yourself. That's why it's I suppose, it's like climbing a mountaintop. When you get there, it's harder. It's harder. It's cloudier. It's more difficult to see when you're in the midst of it. And I always say you can't read the label when you're inside the jar. And that's exactly it. When you're in that sort of discussions, when it's you or them who's made the mistake, or you or them who's done the loss, you want to blame them. It's like a football pitch. We're always blaming somebody else. If you look when the goal goes in, everybody's throwing up their arms and blaming somebody else. It's external locus control taking place. And we need to take more internal locus control and start looking inwards, start focusing on us, start looking in that mirror, my friends, because I promise you, as science has proven now, that you will be happier and you will reach more goals if you have internal locus control. I love this episode, dudes and dudettes. Right, we're talking tomorrow, skill stacking. I love that episode as well. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.